else. Do you really think Freestar and UC soldiers work together to save that research facility?
I believe it. Hopefully it's a sign the school's roots is more than just words.
Let's see. So basically, I didn't notice. It's shitting the bed again. Freaking hell. What I just wanted to say is, like, I didn't notice that it was... Okay, it did reconnect and everything, but I didn't notice it, like, totally stopped. Because it was telling me that it was still streaming, but it wasn't. So, yeah. Let's see. So basically I just like ran, took the train, went after Yumi,
How's the investigation going?
talked with him.
Your hiccups, I hope? Holding your breath won't work.
Then he asked me just like, what do I think? Do I have any information about the ship? And because I got the slate from
See you later.
that guy previously, I've got like potential smuggler ships. And because I read this one, Anansi UC 576B, the 76B, and transporting potatoes. That's what gave me the hint that it's him.
Board the ship, but be careful. I'm guessing those smugglers won't part with that cargo willingly.
Yeah, so I told him I'm suspecting that guy, and he told me, yeah, okay, could be, but we need to check out the ship. So that's where we are. What can you tell me about Captain Nadai?
Not much. She has no record, so we've never crossed paths. I did find it suspicious that she was on a first-name basis with a number of folks from the residential district. A potato hauler shouldn't be so well connected. But again, not a crime.
Anything I should know before boarding the ship?
This is just a standard search and seizure. That being said, it never hurts to be prepared for a fight.
Bye.
Let me know if you have any questions.
Let's go find the ship.
Please have a pleasant day.
You will be scanned as you enter the city.
I don't know, like I streamed 13 times and no problem with the internet, and now suddenly just so weird.
It's good to be back. When you have a few moments, there's something I'd like to discuss. Hey,
Isn't this a foreign ship? It's not our ship, right?
You with UC Security? My suggestion, you turn around and pretend you saw nothing. You're barking up the wrong tree. Just get off the ship and tell your boss the ship's clean.
Looking for something? Well, it looks like you got me, officer. I guess this means my potato shipping days are numbered.
I guess.
But maybe you'd be willing to give a first-time offender a slap on the carpal bone. I don't suppose you're interested in a deal?
I don't make bargains with criminals.
Fine. You've made your choice. But now, you'll have to pay for it.
You asked for it.
I'm... Oh, no! This is bad!
Didn't even work up a sweat.
You're outmatched. I lost them.
Why is that considered stealing?
They're long gone now. What was that noise? Nice try!
Find anything useful?
Poor guy. Who's happy. Like, they're gone.
I have something I need to discuss with you.
Okay, Sarah. Tell me, what is it?
Thanks for taking the time to talk. I wanted to ask you about the artifact you found on Bethesda. When you pulled it from the rock, held it in your hands for the first time, how did you feel?
Normal. Had visions, heard sounds and music. It's difficult to describe.
No, I don't think you understand. I know about the visions, the light, and the music. How did you feel inside? What were your thoughts?
Powerful, like raw energy was coursing through my veins. Or it was like being instantaneously pulled across the entire galaxy. I like these two, but I'll take this one. It was like being instantaneously pulled across the entire galaxy.
Oh my goodness. That must have been terrifying.
Very.
When it comes to the artifacts, it never ceases to amaze me how the science, well, simply fails.
That's a bit of an understatement.
True. But hey, how else would you describe it? The artifacts are so different, so alien, and I'm certain one of them reached out and spoke to you. Quite the mystery.
There's a solution to to all this out there, somewhere.
Is there? After spending years gathering data about the artifacts, you'd think I'd have all the answers.
What sort of data have you gathered?
Not much, I'm afraid. All I have to show for my efforts are eyewitness accounts, scores of inconclusive metallurgical test results, and wild theories.
Perhaps you're not getting enough support from your colleagues.
No, that's not it at all. Solving a mystery like this, it's an explorer's dream. Believe me, they're all as driven as I am to find an answer.
Then we'll get to the bottom of this mystery together.
I knew I picked the right person for the job. Look, I wanted to thank you for taking the time to talk, and for keeping an open mind. And I also wanted to say, well, I'm pleased we're on this journey together. It's the best decision I've made in quite a long time.
Okay. So if I didn't have any morals, I could like steal everything. I don't even think this game has karma. So basically it's just like the reactions of your followers. But I don't want to steal. I mean, you get so much stuff anyway. You don't really need it. Can I get this ship? Of course not. Why? Why would I confiscate like a big ship from a smuggler, right? Needs to go to proper channels to do all the procedure.
Something for you when you have a moment.
Yeah, I don't need the... You always give me the same stuff, so no, I don't need it.
Scanned as you enter the city. Please keep moving.
How's the investigation going? No major. How's the investigation going? No major hiccups, I hope.
I searched Anansi for contraband.
Good work. Did you find anything?
I've got the contraband right here.
Very well done, Captain. Time and time again you come through for us. Initially, I felt bad for having someone of your rank doing security, but frankly, you're worse than guilt. In any case, I'll have a team move the ship off the landing pad and do a full sweep. Make sure there's no other surprises on board. Oh, and before I forget, your payment. It's well deserved.
Thanks. Why am I still encumbered? Where did I get this from? Their ship?
Keep moving, right through the checkpoint.
All right, let's get this crate into space.
So I have now 13 ship parts. Yep. Not bad, not bad. Do I need to do anything here? Quite a Freestar Corrective archival code. No.
I picked up something you might be interested in.
Okay, give it to me.
Can I help?
Do you mind if I ask you some personal questions?
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
Do you have new questions? No.
I hope you got something out of that.
Do you have anything interesting for me, sir?
Yeah, take a look at this.
Ornamental flower, wow.
Until later.
Bye.
After the UC Navy's defeat at the Battle of Cheyenne by the Freestar Collective's ragtag fleet, both sides decided the time had come to bring the colony war to an end.
You are a visitor? You'll find the ambassador in her office. Go on through.
In her office? It's like every important person female in this game.
Visitors are only allowed in the lobby, offices, or conference room. That means you.
I'm going to be upfront with you. I'm not happy visiting anything related to the Freestar Collective. But you lead, and I'll follow.
Terramorphs? As in more than one? All that security and they still can't protect their own spaceport. The UC never fails to disappoint. I just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here?
Yes.
You're allowed 3 places.
Conference room, lobby, or the ambassador's office. You set foot anywhere else, there's going to be problems. Official business? Talk to the ambassador.
I'm sorry. Do you have an appointment?
Yes. You seem like a lady who wants to stop more Terramorph attacks. Well, have I got a deal for you?
What are you? Ah, you're the one McIntyre called about. The eyewitness. She said you were at the spaceport. You have my thanks for what you did down there, truly. Saved many lives. Now, she also mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad connection, that now the UC wants Terramorph data from the Armistice archives, some of the most highly guarded information in the galaxy, in order to protect us all. I can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to futilely beg on their behalf. Tell me I've got that right.
You need to help us, otherwise any more deaths are on your hands.
Excuse me. A less level-headed person might think that was a threat, Captain.
The only threats you're facing are the 8-legged variety just outside your door. Now can we please stop playing games here? Lives hang in the balance.
A lecture in morality from the UC. How quaint. And short-sighted. Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no. That information is there because it is dangerous. I will not be the one responsible for its release. Now, why don't you quit wasting my time, and yours, and go?
Let's try persuading. Please, Ambassador, just listen to what I have to say.
Are you gonna push this? All right, I will give you one chance. One, to convince me. Understood.
Thank you, Ambassador. Just hear me out.
I'm listening.
I've seen twice now how bad these attacks can be. I don't want to see a third.
No one does, Captain. The only question is how to do it.
It's only in moments of crisis that real heroes emerge. Now could be your moment.
I could be the hero here. Well, Captain, you make some good points. But if I'm really granting you access, I'm gonna need the following concessions. Your access will be limited. You can only take out the items related to stopping these Terramorphs. The monitors will make sure of it. You go in once. You get everything you need on your trip, and never again. And all research done with the data will be monitored. If this data is being used to save the galaxy needs to be involved in the oversight. Freestar scientists will watch your people like hawks. So, do we have an agreement?
Agreed.
Excellent. Follow me.
Where are we going?
Sounds like it was a real mess down at the spaceport.
Into the dungeon. So you can basically persuade anyone. Just go towards their ego.
And Here, I'll reach out to Deputy McIntyre. We'll coordinate the necessary oversights. Two unlikely allies, I guess. People often mistake rivals for enemies. We don't have to like each other to do the right thing.
No free showers. What a shame. Okay. Didn't they say I need to go to some planet to get archival codes?
Just doesn't add up. Spaceport has
Can we run through it one more time?
You can over rehearse.
The FPS are miserable. It's nice that I can take whatever I want. Let's hope there are no cameras, right?
This isn't what I expected at all. It appears the flora they were using as decor has overgrown the entire embassy.
So I'm guessing there's gonna be some alarm or something.
I've never seen a tree like this before in my entire life. It'd actually be more fascinating if its branches weren't blocking our way.
It was like a scratch.
They have anything valuable? Is that you?
Achievement. Hey. Stop it. Bad robots. Got an achievement. Nice. Okay, so this one should be here. 100%. I don't really trust it, but I don't care. Like, see, it just doesn't make sense. This one doesn't make sense either, because I don't have two narrow ones. This one could be used here. This one across. Yeah, that could work. Was for nothing. Just for XP. Come on. Is everything locked here? Huh? Okay, so we need a two narrow, two middle. Two narrow, two middle. So this one doesn't fit. This one could fit. Potentially. Nope. Wait. It's like two cross. Do I have anything? No. I probably messed something up, like always. Or not. EM gun. So there's an enemy, but I cannot get to it. Huh, nice. I can grind the boost.
Let's do this.
Why are they shooting at me?
I'm sure they had something we can use.
Didn't I reprogram them?
Show me what you've got.
Give me the best you have.
They're gone.
Show me your skills. Oh, it's a stairs. Like, no. Who needs elevators? This one will come out eventually. Start shooting at me. Nice. So I need to go upstairs. So we go downstairs. Okay, so it's the exit. Let's go upstairs. They had so many options for effects. And they did this stupid stuff. Come on. This one's good.
Took him out!
Nope. Again. It's like too many digipics. Digibox. Needs to be this one. If it isn't like messing around again.
Careful not to trip any security.
They're giving a lot of magazines or ammo. So we purified it for him. Like, we cleaned it up. Nothing special. Okay.
Set aside anything useful and just leave the rest.
I cannot. Leave me alone, woman. I like to loot.
So, what seems punishment becomes providence. A reminder we can never truly know the Great Serpent's designs for us.
Of course.
You have my thanks, and my apologies for the ordeal you just endured. Come, let us discuss.
Let's go discuss my payment. Now it's considered stealing because he worked here, staying here. What a weird game. Oh. Better in almost every single way. Oh my god. Log 1. Arrival. Yesterday marked the beginning of my tenure as House Varun's ambassador in the United Colonies. I arrived full of hope, believing our gesture of opening this new embassy would demonstrate that we had moved beyond our blood-stained past. But we had barely been in New Atlantis an hour when the troubles ahead of me began to reveal themselves. Our brief walk from the spaceport to the embassy was marked by suspicious glances and sneers from numerous strangers on the street. I fear minds here will not be easily changed. The wrongdoings of House Varun will not be so easily forgotten. It is my fervent wish that this embassy will come to be seen as an emblem of a peaceful future, free of the stains of prejudice and violence. I will do my utmost to act as an avatar for the goal, regardless of any resistance I may face. Though I find myself in a strange land, I know the Great Serpent will guide us to success in our endeavor. Log 2. Protests. This morning I was aroused from contemplative prayer by the sound of muffled shouting. Upon investigation, I discovered a sizable group of United Colony citizens engaged in a protest on my doorstep. They are opposed to the government's attempt to establish diplomatic ties with House Varun, and are petitioning for the immediate shuttering of the embassy. My attempts to engage them in a discussion were fruitless. Most would not speak with me, and those who did refused to believe that our intentions in New Atlantis were purely peaceful. The embassy guards were eventually required to intervene, forcing me back the building when the crowd's anger began to manifest as threats to my well-being. I intended to discuss this matter with my counterparts in the United Colonies. Their aid will be essential if this effort is to succeed, though I fear this will not be an isolated incident. Log 3. A visitor. Each day my frustration grows. Great Serpent, what have I done to merit such scorn? Recently, Sia Maven arrived at my embassy to receive a visit from such a high-ranking priestess, a Gravid, no less, with the intention of engaging in talks with the United Colonies. I was overjoyed. Such a gesture from the house could only mean those skeptical of ours could at long last see merit in our work. But it seems I was deceived. Sia's stated mission and her actual intentions are clearly at odds. She has refused every opportunity to engage with representatives from the United Colonies. Instead, she speaks incessantly about the need to surveil the very diplomats whose trust I have dedicated months of efforts to gaining. She remains trapped in our old mindset, unable to see what it is we are actually doing here, guaranteeing House Varun's future. The loss from the Serpent's crusade were incalculable. Diplomacy is the only method through which House Varun's survival may be assured. I must find a way to make Sia see this. Luckily, I believe tonight's dinner will be the perfect opportunity. Our UC host, Deputy Diplomat Ronald, is level-headed, reasonable, I'd say even sympathetic. A rare animal among the UC. If prior experiences to be any indicator, if Sia approaches him with open arms, I have faith that he would embrace her as a comrade. Great Serpent, let this come to pass. Are you telling me that the only higher positioned guy, like in an embassy, which still it doesn't mean that he's like a high position, but relatively, is in the house of the beast and they're savages, and it's a man, and everyone else on the noble side and the good side is female. I kind of see an agenda there, but let's continue. Log 4. Dinner. Great Serpent, is that a test of my fate? Do you truly wish to plumb the depths of my loyalty? What other explanation could merit why you would permit such a spectacular disaster? Dinner at Deputy Roland's was initially promising, even congenial. Yes, there were pointed questions about House Varun's intentions, but overall, an air of polite decorum was maintained. But it was when one of Roland's more boisterous guests, an officer of some type, perhaps having enjoyed one too many glasses of Chandra, asked, "But how can we trust you snakes after what you did?" That, I believe, the Gravid reached her breaking point. They were only words, but words are the battlefield on which diplomacy is fought. And I realized too late that this was a salvo Sia. That this was a salvo. What's a salvo? This was a salvo Sia would not let pass. Not to pay. It's like when you make a mistake, like topa. I don't know. Faux pas. As dessert was served, Sia excused herself. We waited for her return, and waited. When When it had come clear that Gravid had simply left, I made my pleasantries and rushed back to the embassy. There, I found her packing her things. When I asked where she was going, she stated simply, "I have seen all I need to," and she left without another word. I reached out to my contacts back in Dazra, who have assured me that they still believe in the venture, that Jarek Varun himself still believes, and that is all the reassurance I require. A test of fate, log 5. The last of my staff have left today. Our embassy now effectively shuttered. House Varun's leader have ceased all communications with the UC. Our own orders from Dazra were not much better. Standing as a single word, return. No other reasons mentioned for our abandonment of our post, or the abandonment of our cause. But I know a test of fate when I see one. I serve House Varun. A simple understanding of that directive would be that I follow their orders. But what we do here is greater than that. If we are to survive, I cannot be on our own. If others refuse to see that, so be it. So here I stand, waiting for the day they all see the truth and come back. Log 6. Silence. There has been no word from my people in months. I have made several attempts at contacting them, but I am uncertain if my messages are reaching the Zara at all. As such, I have had much time to think. Why allow us to come here, make a home for ourselves around a distant star, only to demand our return when the first bit of resistance is met? Because of some drunken slide? Even Sia is not that influential amongst the court. No, there's something larger at play here. The recalling of the staff, it wasn't because of the incident with the Gravid. A change has occurred. Yet by staying, I now may never know what it is. Only time will tell. Log 7. Spies. It seems it's been quite some time since my last entry. A welcome bit of exercise today. A United Colony spy snuck inside the embassy. Just before dawn, as I finished my morning prayers, I heard the odd thrum. At first I presumed my hearing was finally giving out, but then I realized what it was. It was the elevator, descending. Presuming uninvited guests could mean only bad things, I snuck upstairs and hid among the branches of the venom tree. I watched, like a gargoyle, perched on a parapet, whatever. As the young man stalked cautiously through the branches of the tree I'd spent so much time cultivating. Obviously scared beyond his wits. At one point, an errant branch snapped as he passed, and I swear the boy leapt a foot into the air before realizing its source benign. I was shocked that the mere idea of the House Varun could still garner such fear, even this long after the end of the Serpent's crusade. It would have been amusing if it wasn't such a clear reminder of the failure of my own endeavor. We evaded each other like this for the better part of 2 hours. It was a welcome distraction from a life now steeped in routine. He eventually gave up, returned to the elevator, and I to my meditation. And as I think on it, now, however, the purpose of the visit is exceedingly disappointing. This was no diplomat, no neighborly knocking on the door. It was a spy. Someone breaking into somewhere a normal soul couldn't. They think me dead, don't they? A surprising message, log 8. It happened. The message was short, a simple request for information regarding the state of things in New Atlantis, but filled me with relief nonetheless. House Varun has contacted me at long last. I had been forced to harden my heart to the possibility that I may never hear from my people again. Today's message assuaged that fear, lessened that fear. Though their intentions remain unclear, I am comforted by the House Varun's willingness to re-engage in communications. I am hopeful that it signs the Tsar's willingness to return to more earnest attempts at diplomacy with the UC. Great Serpent, you answer my prayers at last. I stand firm in my belief that it will be at my side as I continue to serve House Varun's interest in New Atlantis. May his celestial light bathe my people, and those who once stood against and help to usher in an era of harmony at last. How did you get stuck in here with all your robots? Food. Potato. No potato.
Not the ideal introduction, I suppose, giving you a grand tour of the embassy via barely functioning intercoms. I do greatly appreciate your persistence. I suspect the venom tree upstairs has worked itself into more systems than I'd realized. But then again, who could cage such a beauty? Eh? Tell me though, what is it like outside? I heard the broadcast mentioning an attack. Then the embassy was struck with a power surge and then... silence. Has the rest of the city suffered quite so badly?
Did you say that thing pouring out clouds upstairs is called a venom tree? Is it poisonous?
Harmless spores, you have my word, but hard to navigate. Hence why I was guiding you through the intercoms to restore the environmental controls. And release me. It is the sap of the tree that gives it its... well, perhaps not a topic for this exact moment. But I must know of the rest of the city. Does it still stand?
The spaceport is in rough shape, but not much else was damaged.
Is that right, huh? I shall need to have these repairs seen to sooner rather than later. Now, it cannot solely be the Serpent's grace that brought you here at such an opportune moment. You were sent by the UC. That much is obvious. Who else could just waltz through my door, hmm? And the broadcast spoke of terror morphs at the spaceport. A worrying occurrence, certainly, but coming here of all places, when all I could provide is some enthused cheerleading and... an archive code. So the UC requires information, then. On terror morphs, presumably, hmm? Do I see this all clearly?
Correct. We're going to use the data in the archives to better understand and stop these attacks.
The preservation of life stands as the very purpose of the archives. Using its data to prevent more attacks, there is logic there. But if I am to grant you access, I have a requirement.
Of course.
For years, House Varun has been known only as an agent of slaughter. We founded this embassy with hopes of shedding that legacy. With little success. In exchange for my code, I require this. You must be the one who ensures it is used for good. Ensure House Varun's legacy is more than just carnage. The knowledge you ask for isn't evil. No knowledge is. It is we who bend it to evil ends. Oh, you must assure me this will be used to save lives, not endanger them.
Knowledge can't be evil? What about the knowledge of, say, gunpowder?
A fine counterexample, responsible for the deaths of millions on ancient Earth. And fireworks? Absolutely capable of being put to violence, but not evil in itself. And here you are with a similar conundrum. I might be willing to support you if I knew I would not be tarnishing the legacy of House Varun by doing so.
You have my word. I'll make sure it's used for good.
As the chair of Constellation, I take personal responsibility in vouching for this man's integrity. He'll keep his word.
Well then, I shall not fear. Please, follow me. Let's hope it still works. And there. Let it be used for good.
Thank you. Varun spacesuit. Can I just take the stuff here?
Why are you bothering to carry all that junk?
You're gonna carry it. Fool. Joke's on you. So whichever one I use, it needs a one piece. Or no, it would be closer. Maybe I could use it. Nope. Question would be, can I use it somewhere else? No. So I think it's this one and this one. Incremental epic hero. It overlaps, so no. kind of difficult for my monkey brain.
You've got something
Let's
for me?
trade.
Let's see what you've got.
And take all of my stuff. Have fun carrying it all.
Bye-bye.
What do you mean bye-bye? I'm not going anywhere. I don't want to get stuck here on the venom tree. First floor I was already. Let's check out the second floor. Because I don't think I will be coming here again. Nice eyeballs.
Submit your application now at the nearest kiosk.
Where can I submit my application?
Are you working toward that next?
I have contraband on me, I think. It's lagging. And frames are dropping again. I mean the internet. Oh. But I wanna go to Captain Yumi. Wanna give him the contraband. Because what am I supposed to do with it? Yeah, I guess I cannot multi-stream till I get my streaming PC in order.
After that business with the Termorph, how can I help you, Captain? Take care.
Anyway, if anyone's watching on Twitch, I'm gonna just stream on YouTube. It's just Cyrus105 on YouTube. You can watch me there. And it's also a better bitrate, higher quality. Almost everything's better. So I'm gonna stop streaming on Twitch. Bye. Let's continue on YouTube. Drop it. There. There. Yeah. Good hiding spot.
Yes? You needed something?
Nope. Gotta go fast, alright? Bye.
Hello.
Captain, you're back sooner than... Oh, wait. Did you actually succeed? With Radcliffe? And Balmore? We're all in agreement.
Code pieces from House Varun and the Freestar, collected and ready to be deployed.
So the old man was still lurking around in there. Fine work, Captain. And now, I've already arranged everything with the archival monitors. When you get down there, the UC monitor will give you instructions on how to deploy the codes. Follow them to the letter. Here, the UC code piece and an archival access card. The entrance is just on the other side of the plaza across from Mast. Absolute best behavior down there, all right?
Always.
Excuse me.
Gonna play like, I don't know, maybe 10-20 minutes.
Keeping the skies safe out there?
Let's check out the archives. So it's not the dynamic resolution thing. Also isn't. Yep.
Captain, we've been expecting you. Please approach the monitoring station and we will go over the rules.
I don't want to get in trouble.
Welcome, Captain, to the archives. To proceed, you will need to deposit your codes into the 3 corresponding receptacles. Once they are verified, I will open the door. Your data resides in Unit 18. You will not be able to access any of the other units. Once you've collected your data, return to the entrance. You may insert the first of the archival codes when you're ready to begin. All codes verified. Unlocking. You may proceed, Captain.
Nice, nice. And where am I going now? Return the data. Where? What?
There you are. Captain? Deputy? Told me what went down. Impressive work.
Captain, if you'd be willing to transfer the documents to the Major, she and I have been discussing what comes next.
Time for us to start getting some real answers. And figure out if we've been asking the right questions.
Most of the time, no.
Ready.
Is the answer to stopping more attacks really in here?
You're carrying the most comprehensive collection of information on terramorphs in the known universe. If we can't pry an answer out of there, it likely doesn't exist. Certainly doesn't mean it's going to be easy. But we're not going to know until Percival and I dig in, so whenever you're ready.
I made someone a promise, Hadrian. Can you assure me this data will be used for good?
Yes. It will be. Percival and I have done our damage. This is us starting to put some things right. So with the data out of the way, we've been discussing where exactly this work's getting done. The Red Devil's headquarters on Mars, back where you found Percival, seemed the natural spot. Already has the equipment, the safety measures. Though it sounded like the deputy had a few more things she needed to discuss with you first.
Indeed. The most important of which is getting you your citizenship.
Then I guess we'll see you on Mars.
Captain, if you'll follow me.
Seems like the Crimson Fleet is everywhere these days, spreading like a virus through the settled systems. They like to set up shop in old facilities, places abandoned in the colony war. That way, they can strike anywhere.
Oh. I just had to do it. One more. Ouch. Okay, enough. Let's get citizenship.
Jetpack damaged or something?
All right, Captain. Are you ready to become a citizen of the United Colonies?
Maybe. This doesn't mean I can't be a citizen elsewhere, does it?
It doesn't. We don't really care where else you might have been or might become a citizen. Once you earn your place in the United Colonies, it's yours.
I'm ready.
Good. This isn't the only item we need to discuss, so I'll give you the short version. Please raise your hand. Captain, through your actions today and in days past, you have earned your place among the United Colonies. Through service, bravery, strength, and upholding of the mutual good. Will you carry and cultivate these values for as long as you remain a citizen?
I will.
Then, Captain, I'm pleased to welcome you into the United Colonies as a full citizen. Here, your official ID and your citizenship dispensation. We've also let the Aphelion Realty office out in the plaza know you're approved to purchase property. Now, the other item we needed to discuss. There's a member of the UC who's asked to speak to you, but this person is in a sensitive position. Normally, we wouldn't even consider something like this, but we think this person has information that could prove useful in dealing with the Terramorphs. And they've stated they'll only share it with you. They asked for you by name. So I need your agreement that everything you're about to see is kept in the strictest confidence. You can tell no one. Can you agree to these terms?
Ask for me by name? Who are you talking about?
I'm sorry. I can't share any more without your word. Do I have it?
I'll take it to my grave.
Let's hope it never comes to that. Head to the elevator. You're going to subsection 7. I'll make sure you're cleared for access by the time you get there.
I like persuasion. Okay, so I activated the photo thingy setting 1,000 times. How do I do it? Oh. Let's do some screen holds. What's up, Sarah Connor? I mean, it's nice, but does it have to render that much? I would say no.
Kill for a cup of coffee right about now.
No subtitles? Let's go to subsection 7.
I've lived in New Atlantis almost my entire life, and I had no idea this place even existed. The UC certainly excels at keeping secrets.
Seems so. black market stuff.
Logging authorized entry. Unsealing access. You may proceed down the corridor. But there are no additional visitors permitted. Your friend's gonna have to wait out here.
I'll be fine. You go on ahead.
Okay.
Welcome, Captain. Please, come down and approach the intercom. You and I should chat. President Abeyo was kind enough to give me a few files to peruse. Quite the series of accomplishments you've managed. But now you face a foe unlike any other. An invisible enemy, lurking in the shadows. You're going to need all the help you can get. Which is why I hoped we could speak. Do you know who I am?
I think he's the original Victus. Given the amount of security, I'd say you're someone pretty important or dangerous.
Perceptive. I like that. I'm Francois Sanon, but most know me as Victus. I was an admiral during the Colony War. One of its great villains, if you believe the slates. I was to be executed for my crimes, but the previous regime deemed me too valuable to simply discard. So they put me here, a sacrifice on the altar of peace. Even my death served the colonies.
So, what did you do?
To warrant my execution. The official charges I faced after the war were twofold. The first was the destruction of civilian ships during the Battle of Cheyenne, a battle during which those civilian ships were actively attacking my fleet. The other was ordering the bombing of the Londinian spaceport to halt the spread of the Terramorph outbreak there. The city and its citizens were lost, but countless others likely saved. And for doing what was right, I was put on trial, and my life irrevocably changed.
Definitely one of the chattier ghosts I've met. Except about what you actually want.
I want to help you, and my progeny Hadrian, prevent more attacks. Though I am curious, has she shared with you the nature of our little family?
She told me she's your clone, yes.
Did she? So willing to trust Hadrian. I never did succeed in driving that out of her. Our relationship has always been a challenging one. The Major was born to become a great leader, carry on the legacy I established, and was given all the finest training to support it. And she excelled. But the universe cut all that short. Now, though, it's placed even more crucial work in front of the two of you. And I think I have a part to play in helping you accomplish what you've set out to do.
Can you tell me more about this cloning program?
It was an attempt by the United Colonies to solidify its own legacy, forging a new generation of great leaders. They were raised by adoptive families made up of scholars and tacticians, trained at the United Colonies' greatest scientific and military academies, displayed incredible promise.
But by the time the colony war came to a close, there was only Hadrian. But that's ancient history now. You have much more pressing matters at hand, with which I can help.
Fine, I'm listening.
After some long years earning the trust of this current regime, the UC has been permitting me to work alongside one of their recovery teams, helping them gather intelligence on, locate, and organize scenarios to lure in some of the criminals that evaded justice after the colony war. With quite a few successes, I might add. But in the process, I managed to find something else. The names and locations of Hadrian and Percival's old research team. Valuable manpower for the effort you're about to embark on. I'll tell you where they are, but in exchange, I need something dealt with.
You track down war criminals? People like you? How's that work exactly?
Well, who better to find them? But many of them I knew personally, and I've always had a mind for details. Where someone was born, next of kin. You'd be shocked how often an otherwise brilliant criminal flees to the planet just next to the one where they were born, or where a family member resides. I simply use my own personal knowledge and the information our group collects for me to track them down and set things right.
Just spit it out. What is it you want?
Gladly. There is a former colleague of mine, a man by the name of Dr. Reginald Orlays. Like myself and Hadrian, he was involved in some of the United Colony's more problematic lines of research. Mech weapons were his specialty. If it dealt death, he could make a deal more. When the colony war ended, he fled, refusing to face tribunal, and has continued to peddle his skills to the highest bidder to this day. But I finally found him. I want you to track him down and deal with him, however you're able. I'm not expecting he'll come quietly. Bring me evidence that the job's done, and I'll tell you what I know.
Why have me do this? Why not hand this over to one of the members of this recovery team?
Captain, your files indicate a track record of unlikely successes. It is my genuine hope that, perhaps down the line, you might become a part of our team. And this might be something of a tryout.
How do I know you're not asking me to kill an innocent man?
Speak to Deputy McIntyre. I'm sure she'd be happy to hear that someone might be tying up this loose end at long last. Though I would ask you, do not make the mistake of confusing me for a simple cutthroat.
How about I arrest him and turn him over to the UC?
You can certainly try, but the man's been out there 20 years. He's likely gone feral by now. Easier for all if you simply blow up his ship and be done with it.
I'm not killing anyone, but if he's actually as bad as you claim, I'll consider bringing him to justice.
If that's what you require to sleep at night, so be it. According to my information, he's been hiding around the world of Etheria, Wolf System. There's a star station in the vicinity, the Den. The head of the local vanguard, one Captain Marquez, should be able to help you find our man.
He very much reminds me of Hannibal Lecter.
Remember our last conversation, when you told me the artifacts made you feel like you were being pulled across the entire galaxy? Well, it got me thinking. So I dove into our archives and started looking through Constellation's older journal entries. Just because I wasn't familiar with the experience you described, doesn't mean the same might have been true for my predecessor.
Were any of the old journal entries helpful?
Unfortunately, no. Other than you and Barrett, there were no records of direct encounters with the artifacts. I have to admit, though, I did get more than a bit sidetracked reminiscing about old times.
You never mentioned your predecessor to me before.
Really? I'm surprised that I haven't. After reading those journals, all of the pleasant memories of my time spent with Aja just started flooding back.
Aja must have been quite an amazing person.
She absolutely was. Aja was the one that taught me the ropes at Constellation and took me under her wing as her protege.
Being paired with the boss must have been quite an honor.
Yeah, I thought so too. That's why I adopted her methods. You know, Aja and I logged quite a few interesting discoveries together. But it was the journey itself that I'll never forget.
Did you two discover anything I might have heard about?
We catalogued unusual stellar phenomena, a few habitable worlds, and some unique life forms, but nothing SSNN would bother to report.
I can relate to that.
Exactly. For me, it was all about the quieter moments. There was nothing quite like sitting back and watching space bend while listening to Aja spin vivid stories to fill the time. Oh, I find that sort of cozy isolation the best way to really get to know someone.
Cozy isolation?
Yeah, you know. Being alone in interstellar space. Nothing but light years of black around you. Some people find that terrifying. I find it comfortable. It helps me bond with my shipmates.
I take it I'm their protege on this journey?
At this point, I'd say you've graduated from protege and moved up the ladder. A bit. You know, all this talk about Aja reminds me that my time with her was a gift. I miss her dearly.
Sounds like you two were in love.
I respected her, and I considered her a dear friend, but we weren't in love. Had that been true, I would have resigned my post and moved to Parima 2 instead of remaining at Constellation. Come to think of it, if we're ever out that far, perhaps we could pay her a visit, and I could make proper introductions.
I'll do the best I can to make our journeys just as pleasant.
Well, I don't expect you to be a carbon copy of Aja. Just be yourself. You see, it's clear that we share the same hunger to discover what's out there. And that, well, that's what intrigues me about you.
Okay. I'd like to discover more about what we have right here.
I don't know if I deserve to be that close to anyone right now. If you knew about the things that I've done, the way my life's unfolded, I think your opinion of me might change. Please, give me some time. I have to go.
I'm running away, huh, Sarah?
What? Oh. Sorry.
Captain, did your meeting go well? I hope it's clear now why we needed you to agree to all the secrecy.
I don't see what the big deal is. Some old guy living in your basement. I could do that.
Exactly. Just another prisoner. Nothing you'd ever even think of bringing up in conversation. With anyone. Ever. We understand each other?
Why hasn't Hadrian been told about this?
The Major doesn't have clearance for this sort of information. And she certainly doesn't need a distraction from her current, very important work. Which is why I need you to keep this to yourself.
I'll keep it to myself.
Good. Because bringing this up to the outside world would create the unfair appearance, Captain, that you're unhinged. And that's not a good look for any of us. Now, was there something in particular you needed to discuss about what we were just discussing?
The prisoner asked me to deal with a Dr. Orlaise. Figured you and I should discuss.
Dr. Reginald Orlaise? He's finally found him. Of course, killing Orlaise is completely out of the question. But bringing him to justice... He's been on the lam for years. That'd be a huge win for the UC. What's being offered in return?
The location of Hadrian's old research team members.
Really? He found the members of the research team. We'd already initiated a search for them, but it'd save a lot of time and manpower if he just gave us that information. Captain, if that's the deal, you have my endorsement. Just so long as you make every effort to bring the man in alive. Now, was there anything else you wanted to discuss regarding your meeting?
What are the chances I'm being lured into a trap?
Trusting the man downstairs would be a mistake. But I don't think you need to be too concerned. This is far from the first name he's handed over, and all previous missions went off largely without a hitch. So while I'd certainly warrant caution, I think you can proceed.
I'm supposed to head to the den. Anything you can tell me about it?
The Den? It's a star station, orbiting Wolf, the second star station actually to bear that title. The first one was blown to smithereens by House Varun during the Serpent's Crusade. The place has always acted as a remote strategic hub, primarily for repairing and refueling UC military vessels. But because of its distance from the rest of the UC, things there have always been a little more lax. Patrols included. I can think of worse places in the galaxy for a criminal to hide out.
Didn't have anything else to discuss.
Then I'll bid you good day, Captain. And remind you of the importance of discretion.
Discretion. No Easter eggs, huh? I suppose we're going to fly, but I'm gonna cut it off here. Gonna go to my ship, our ship, and yeah. Speak to Zora at the Aphelion Realty office. I don't need a house right now.
Time to move on.
Yeah. Then, thank you very much. If anyone's watching even. But still, thank you. Yeah, that would be it for now. Maybe I'll play tomorrow. Let's see. And thank you. Have a nice day, night, evening. And stay healthy. Bye.